Oh god. Jeez, have you not heard us rant about the word wholesome?
Oh god, okay. So, let's try to bury this once and for all, because I've said this fucking so many times. Wholesome has become the most grossly overused word on the internet, in my opinion. I think it's mostly on Reddit, but I see it a lot on YouTube and Twitch, too.
Comments.
Like, the problem with it is, there's a time and a place for this word. It describes, when something is, pure or something. Like, what would you even call it? It's just like, something that isn't mean-spirited. It just gives you good feelings or something. But the problem is,
it's been flanderized.
It's been overused so goddamn much. Like, it's almost impossible to find any video of, like, anybody just doing, like, a daily activity or something without somebody saying, like, oh, this is such wholesome content.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and it's one of those things where, like, if you haven't thought about it, then you probably don't notice it and don't see a problem. But once it's pointed out, like, once it was pointed out to me, I could not see it everywhere, and it just started pissing me off.
Like, James Rolfe playing his kids' Mario Maker levels. Holy shit, most wholesome thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, Small Ant playing Minecraft with his mom. There was a stream highlight of him doing this, where they're doing a playthrough of Minecraft together, and the chat is visible, and I've paused the video on, like, 20 occasions, and somebody was saying, this is wholesome AF, like, every fucking time I paused it. You don't need to say it. Like,
it's a recent thing as
the issue I have is, like, if you have a feeling towards something, like, if something is funny, like, you can type LOL or something, and it's like, that's just kind of been an internet staple for however long, so, like, it's whatever. It's a meaningless comment that isn't adding to the conversation, but, like, whatever. But you don't need to say, oh, this is wholesome. Like, yes, thank you, we know. Why are you telling us?
Especially when, like, hundreds of other people are saying the same thing.
Like, it's such fucking worthless. Like, it doesn't add anything.
Yeah, it's just vapid.
No, you don't get it, because I've told, like...
Trust me, you don't.
Like, every time I explain this, people still don't get it. They're like, oh, well, it would be better if you said heartwarming instead. It's like, no, because then it would just be replacing one word with another. You don't need to say it at all. Like,
thank you, John. We appreciate we're not the only people that feel it.
And the other thing is, like, I feel like by arguing about this, it's giving this impression that, like, I only like content that's, like, making other people feel sad or, like, putting down others. And, like, no, that's not true. I do like things that could be described as wholesome. I just don't want to fear fucking people talking about it constantly.
Yeah, it's just it's just the saying the obvious thing and wasting everyone,
And what I really hate is when somebody says it on Reddit and they get, like, 500 upvotes. Like, who is seeing this and, like, oh man, they're telling it like it is.
It's automatic. It's automatic. Like, people don't think about it. I can tell you that because I've gone back to old conversations I've been in, and I've seen myself say it. And like, I didn't used to. It's literally, like, the classic idea of a meme. Before, like, the idea of internet memes, the fucking... the classic idea of it is just an idea that spreads through exposure. Like, people hear an idea and it like gestates in their brain. That's what it is. Like, I saw other people starting to say the word. It just became part of my vocabulary in situations where I wouldn't normally say it. And then, not to the extent of some other people, I guess, but I did say it sometimes. And then I've gone back and I look at myself and I'm just like, why did I think to use that word? And I can't answer it. I don't know why. It's just... it entered my brain as, like, a virus. And, yeah, it's a fucking cognito hazard.
I'm sorry, like I said, I've gone on this rant many times, and it's just... like, people... like, I've been ranting about it for the past 5 minutes. You still probably don't understand just how much I actually hate this. It's like, anytime I see it, I want to fucking punch somebody. Like...
And there are other things that you feel similarly about, right? But this is just the worst instance of it. There was also there was, for example, the like pranks where people don't get hurt.
Yeah, I mean that was a different case, but yeah, that was another thing when I used to be on the Imgur a lot. Like, people would post videos of like a prank, and it would always just be like some little innocent thing, and there always is someone that's like, I love pranks like this where somebody doesn't get hurt. And I'm like, what pranks are you watching where people are getting hurt? Like, I don't doubt that they exist, but like, are they that common that you have to point this out? I don't know.
I think they actually. I think there is like a market for like stuff aimed at kids that's like violent pranks and stuff. But again, it's just the repetition of the same idea from millions of different people all the time saying the same thing. That's obvious to everyone and doesn't add anything. It's just like that automatic. I will be done soon, but like the other one.
I think I'm done. Yeah, actually, that's another one. Yeah, is. Like, I mean, this is just the Reddit Hivemind. Like, I spend way too much time on Reddit, and so I see the same bullshit over and over, and it kind of gets grating. But yeah, it's like whenever somebody's like, oh, like what's something fucked up about society, like the number 1 or 2 answer is always like, child beauty pageants. Why are these allowed to exist? It's like, it's such a minor thing. Like, it's not something you encounter. Yeah, it's like that's not something you encounter in your daily life. Why was it the first thing you thought of? Like,
and the only reason it's the first thing they thought of is because they saw so many other people saying it, and so the cycle continues. It's the same thing with Wholesome. People see other people saying it, it lodges in their brain with a strong association to that topic.
All right.